Ooh.
Yamaguchi.
Yes.
Now, whatever you do, don't push this button.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae the First, the day portion of Mugen Eclipse.
And it's me, Mr. Twitchy, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse. Today we are back with Season 2, Episode 17 of Haikyuu.
Karasuno versus Waku South. Great match, back and forth, rally, a really long rally towards the end of the episode. Both teams going back and forth. They are a very tough adversary. They were being compared to Nekoma and Aoba Josai, and we can see it from their style of play in general. But throughout that rally, it came down to something, a situation, a meme, a lot of things. Daichi, and he was doing a lot of communicating in the episode, and a lot of just incredible receives and plays and whatnot. But Daichi ends up running into, or diving rather, into Tanaka's shoulder. We got the point. We were celebrating, but the boy's on the ground, limp.
Daichi is down. I do not know the severity. Unfortunately, I was spoiled a few episodes ago when I started listening to Fly High on YouTube that Daichi did get injured this arc. It sucks. It is a part of the, I guess, the part of being a reactor. If like if you don't watch everything at once, like you're gonna eventually be spoiled on something, or even if it's just the general discourse on social media. I do not know how bad the severity of this injury is. It could be a one set type of thing. It could be a one game type of thing. Or it could be a one tournament type of thing. I just really hope there is some miracle that we can bring Daichi back for another game, because that can't be the final point of his career, him getting injured. That would make me just have a pit in my stomach for the rest of my life. My prediction, I think he'll be out at least the rest of this game, and then possibly even the next game versus Date Tech. He might make a return versus Aoba Josai if we face them thereafter, but I think this is pretty serious. It's nothing to scoff at.
You guys know the drill, man. Like the video up, subscribe. If you are new, you're a Haikyuu fan, just know we're going through it. You guys are going to see every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. It's going to be a Haikyuu episode, reaction or opening or ending. And there's going to be sometimes where we do 5 days in a row of Haikyuu, so you can get you a nice binge. So with that being said, though, let's get into Haikyuu Season 2, Episode 17, right about now.
Their school uniforms might be my least favorite, though.
yeah. I like their jerseys, but they're, not the olive
tie,
green,
like
brown,
an olive
like,
jacket. Gross.
I do like the connection there, though.
なんだ接触したラストボール返した直後5番の坊主君と首相君が激突に見えた
Concussion?
マジか
Oh, wait.
仙台市体育館です
We're not in Sendai anymore. We're in the other... No, imagine.
俺は大丈夫です
Oh.
でも
No.
頭を打ったようなのでとりあえず医務室へよし
Oh.
試合に戻る最
Good
短
shit,
の道です
Take.
Fucking imprint? Bleeding?
Oh, wow.
Oh!
首相君場合によってはこの試合無理な可能性あるね監督判断次第だけど
You cannot play with a concussion, man. Damn.
They're scary.
すまん田中
Yeah.
お前がカバーに入ってんの見えてたのに、体が勝手に突っ込んじゃったんだよ。試合中のメンタルの強さは相当。
Not like the same position on their face. I just put that together. That's not right.
Ooh, I love this though.
You can't have the captain go out like that.
Yeah, I love what Oikawa was talking about, because literally the same thing was going on in their match in Season 1 about Tanaka and his mentality. Like, he always has high spirits, but sometimes he can get a little shaken.
Well, he has done some work as a spiker.
Chikara. Shout out Chikara. If you know, you know. But Ennoshita,
Ennoshita. All right.
the MC of the NPCs.
まあ存分にやんなさいよ。
同じじゃない。あの背中の後ろにいることとあの代わりをやることじゃ。縁の下さんなんですね。お、縁の下さん。
I will say though, they give Ennoshita a lot of respect because he often is kind of, and you know, it's funny, it's kind of foreshadowed because he was doing the stuff that Daichi was doing when, like, say like Noya and Tanaka's just doing bullshit. You know, he'll always be there to grab them.
縁の下。すまん。頼む。すまんってなんだ。大地さんにぶつかったことかしててもおかしくなかった。結果的にはお前との接触で大地
Did anyone actually check if Tanaka's okay? Like they just. Okay, so they were thinking about it. They just didn't say it until now.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, I didn't even pay attention to that. And he did catch both of the idiots.
ウイングスパイカー勢では縁の下が一番だからな。最近ではクセモノ1年にも影響力。
I mean, put some respect on his name.
This is like the worst time though for against a team like this for your captain to go out. That is pretty like wild.
Is this Kirishima's VA?
So My Hero they just took all these VAs, huh?
Let's get them all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
それとなく考えとけよ。次の師匠。
Oh.
向井さんが。次か。
Huh.
いいんじゃねえの？なんでだよ。なんとなく。バカ。ひねくれ。冷静なやつが頭にいないとって
Yeah, you can't have Tanaka be in the captain.
首相には賛成なの。チームのトップなんてできるわけないだろ。
I like this. We're getting more of the second year centric stuff.
The reluctant leader.
I ain't cut out for this.
仮病を使った。
Bail.
中で怒られることもない。
You know, you didn't feel good about that. You're like, damn, man.
クラ素晴らしい。次なんか走らなくていい。
I really love that we get so many different levels of how passionate players are, you know? Like, he's in that realm of, like, the Suki, Kenma type, where it's like, nah.
I mean,
like,
as
I
someone
feel
who
miserable.
took a year-long sabbatical after college before I really, like, got back into the workforce, I really kind of appreciate you, and I'm talking to Furudate here, bringing up this, like, lackadaisical attitude. I feel like humans, and this might sound a bit preachy, but I feel like humans need purpose. You can't just always be hedonistic.
That
He
feeling.
remembers what it feels like.
俺って実はすみません、すぐ着替えます。
人間関係難しい。
I'm not gonna lie, I can relate to Ennoshita to some extent with certain stuff. Most, I guess, with like procrastination. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? I'm not like, come on.
よし、そろそろ始めるぞ。お、ランニング。
逃げたという負い目は多分消えない。お前は多分どっちもわかるやつ。
But I also think it's the cliche phrase like absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like he has a newfound appreciation for the sport. It's like bucking up. It's like you decided to take on the possible humiliation of running away. Like that's like a badge of shame. Nice. Boom. Same pose.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Dumb.
Ooh.
A pitch server? Really?
月島がサーブの時ピンチサーバーで山口投入だ OK です
ガチガチすぎリードされてた
I do like that we got two characters who are on the court that's like not that confident, but they're trying.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but this interaction between these two friends, Yamaguchi and Suki, never would have happened last tournament. He wouldn't have had enough confidence, and then Suki wouldn't have gave him the pep talk. Come on, man. It's your time to shine!
Oh no. With his OST too.
He's got it. Just enough. Just enough. You're not fooling me. Yes! That's the perfect serve!
Mm-hmm.
Do people even have like a strategy to hit the top of the net? I feel like that's also got to be a thing.
Yep.
ジャンプ
Just
フロー
getting
タ
it
ーやめ
over.
たのなんか作戦多分だけどあの12番
Honestly, at that point, I would have kept doing the float serve for sure. The last time I could kind of understand it. It was pretty damn close. But this thing, I got a good lead. Ooh, Ennoshita.
Okay.
Hey, boy, he been hooping. He been hooping this game.
All right, that was a good step forward for Yamaguchi, but man, he needs to just
He should
play
have kept
more.
doing it. Had a whole what 4-point lead. Like you could have just kept doing it. I can understand if you get scared if it's like tied or some shit. But like, ooh,
Yamaguchi.
yes. Oh my god. Ooh, kind of like
Love
that
the
because
shading
I
there.
feel that's kind of like him connecting to like what his grandfather, like he probably yelled at them the same kind of way. He's like he knows, he
And they
understands,
got him
just
to
like me.
quit.
I understood too.
カラスノの得点になったしでも今の正しにとって他の連中と同じように戦うための武器は唯一
That's his weapon.
Yep. So it's like for you to not do it, it's like come on, man.
それから逃げたら
I mean, that's why he got subbed in.
残らない
Yeah, that's like if
If you
everybody else
fail,
started
you
running away from
fail.
their roles. Like Hinata ran away from his role. Nishinori, like what?
スッキーにはあんな偉そうなこと言ったくせに情なし
You got two characters talking about the spineless being spineless.
Whoa! That's not the official translation either.
次の舞台を用意するそれ以外今考える必要はねえよ
カラスノファイ
Fight! That boy hates the rain.
I was just thinking that. Oh my god. What's the score? Ushijima.
Got his own personalized chant. That's how good he is.
あとカラスの爆弾は長引きそうな感じになってます
のように上がっていたボールが上がらなくなるとすればそういうのは地味に
Oh, brother.
Waku Self said
It's a
we
bit
got
larger of a lead than I expected.
So we gotta lock in. Waku Self is not playing. He said nah. Nah.
You don't have any plot armor. We're the main characters of our own stories.
And once again, I never have a problem when we're just starting out, like just skip to like 18-14 score.
That's fine.
because we get the gist of it. We get how both teams are going to relatively do, you know, in terms of their play styles and like skill level. Especially now, every team is not that far off from each other in terms of skill.
And to relate that back to season 1, when Ukai-kun initially put in Yamaguchi for the momentum swing, there is a thing about momentum. Like, we were sort of front running for those last few points. Like, we were just able to score 5 more points before they could score, 8? And they're not going to have that same momentum boost or from ahead in the second set. So it would make sense if they were down by 4 points. I don't know, like, what's the next move?
Man.
This also makes me think that Yamaguchi is going to be the captain in their 3rd year.
That's a good, that's a good prediction because
unless Suki has like a tremendous change in personality. I don't think Kageyama. I think he's a little bit too rough around the edges in order to be captain material, and Hanada kind of takes me more so as a vice captain type of role. He can lead by example, but even if he does end up turning out to be the ace in his 3rd year, there's just something about the game of volleyball that I personally, if I were the coach, I don't think Hanada would be my first choice as a captain. Now, I do want to mention, I thought it was interesting that they have the format to where the players vote on the captain. I've been on teams actually that have had both lines of thinking. So you've either had the coach exclusively pick the captains, or you leave it up to the players. I think there's merit to both of them, and I think it also does depend on what type of team that you have. So let's just think back to Jojensi. I feel like Jozenzi. I feel like that would be a team to where I would want to have the players pick, because you are already kind of banking on the vibes of the team, if that is a thing, for their play style. If you have a more structured team like Aoba Josai, I think if I were the coach, I would pick the captain, which isn't a really tough decision. That's kind of, I'm kind of like going back on my point here, but what I'm trying to convey is that, like, it depends on what type of team you have in terms of how you have the captain format. And I didn't think going into this that Karasuno was that type of team, but it makes sense that they came on to Daichi as the captain for the 3rd years. But if this is exclusively left up to the players, I think Yamaguchi's at year 3.
And I kind of rock with that too, because as of right now, the team, the most players on it, so they have the most second years, like the most number, you get what I mean?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 to 3 to 4 or whatever. So I think it's fine for them because they would know. I think that friend group would know who would be the captain. And I think they mostly based off of obviously the personality too. And kind of like what you said with Jozenji, how like they already have their vibes going. So they know what guy that they would probably want to be their captain, obviously.
Sure.
And like you said, with teams like Aoba Josai, it's like, okay, well, who's the best player or who's the most cerebral, I can't say it, but player on the team, cerebral player on the team. So it's, yeah, I think this is probably just different. Because like even Nekoma, right? Like obviously Kenma, he's smart.
Interesting question.
But like Kudo is like, I mean, like, yeah, that's the guy that they would go with, right?
And I'm not even
Now.
considering like second or even a first year as a captain, guys, because there's this thing with the University of Michigan, hence my beanie, that it is only available to seniors. You cannot be a captain if you're not a senior. So that also keeps you in the program as long as possible to dedicate yourself to the program.
Yeah. So once again, great episode though, because we got two. And that's another thing. Every episode you can't expect at least two characters getting focused. It's never going to be one. That's why it flows so well. The pacing is so good. It feels so progressive because you're not just going to focus on one player. Who would have thought? We got Ennoshita. That was also like a surprise in the beginning of the episode. And then Yamaguchi getting into the game. And then even have his own monologue. And actually him and Ennoshita having the same kind of feels of just being nervous and feeling guilty, a bit guilty for different reasons. One for not coming back or not playing, leaving the team. And another one for doing that, not just doing the regular serve without doing the jump float serve, because that's your bread and butter. You gotta keep working on it. You can't run away from it because that's your role on the team. What if Suki said, yeah, I'm just gonna run away from blocking? Absolutely not. No, you're 6'2", 3, like no. 3, like nah, we can't do that. So it's one of those things where Yamaguchi has to just really internalize that and realize like this is the only thing that they need me for, and I'm not going to be good with it. Nah, I got to get really good at it. Which is pretty tough because that's one of the toughest serves in the game. Like, you can't just do a float serve. You have to practice that. So he definitely should sharpen that iron with iron.
I think Yamaguchi now recognizes this, but I do want to point out his failure previously is not the same as his failure now. They were able to win the set, but this failure is the type of conversation to where I don't know if I would put you back in if I was the coach. If I tell you to go out there and do the thing that you're good at, it's like a 3-point shooter not shooting the 3.
Exactly.
You can have self-confidence issues, that's fine, but I need you to at least attempt to do it. If you fail, like you did in season 1, that's one thing. But if you don't even attempt to do it, then what's the point of me subbing into the game?
And plus, the score we were up by 4 here. Like,
4
how
points.
are you not comfortable to do it? Like, you literally just made one.
It's not
Why
set
wouldn't you be able to
point
do it
on
again?
a deuce to where you're down by 1.
And that was in the first season, right? It was, so I can understand that. And you're new to the team. I wasn't even mad at him back then. I joked about him, but I wasn't even mad at him. This time, though, I feel Ukai. I agree with you this time, Ukai. Yamaguchi. I was waiting for that singing. That shit is hilarious. He was angry. I think I remember, who was it? Somebody, I think it might have been your boy Roshi that was laughing at that. I think.
You what?
I said, I think your boy Roshi, they were laughing at that singing.
Oh, laughing at it? Okay.
Yeah, because they always talk about Yamaguchi. I think it was, but hilarious nonetheless. But yeah, man, that's all I got, though. I'm ready for the next episode.
We have avoided the worst case scenario. I think Daichi just has a undisclosed head injury. I don't think it's a concussion. It'd be considered a contusion at worst. But he did lose a tooth, and humans don't regrow teeth, so he's always going to have that scar from volleyball. But if you asked him, would I give up a tooth to move on? I think he would say that for every tooth in his mouth, personally speaking.
Because
that's
honestly,
how much he cares.
You're not getting either one back. If you lose, you're not getting this back.
Bars!
The tooth, you ain't getting it back, so why not? Why not try to at least remain here?
That was fire,
Win it all.
That was fire.
But honestly, that's probably how Furudate probably wrote it like that, low key in his back of his mind. He's like, you know what? A tooth. Well, he wouldn't get any back if they lose. It's over. So he got to get something back. He got to leave here with something because his tooth gone. But you guys know the drill, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Haikyuu every day or every other day, and commenting all the discourse. We love it. We're road to 1K once again, and we're going to be finishing up Haikyuu within the next 2 months or so in terms of recording. And so we hope to see you guys all the way to the end, to the movie, to the manga, and all of that. But with that being said, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next video or stream, and peace.
Peace.